Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video promises to be an interesting ride as I'll be discussing characters from a gang in the Tokoyo Revengers series. While there are a host of gangs in Tokoyo Revengers, none of them really seem to meet up to the standard of the Tokyo Manji Gang, led by Manjiro Mikey Sano and Ken Draken Ryuguji. So for this video, we're going to go through a brief rundown of the captains in the gang and some of the most interesting things about each of these captains. But before we jump in, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to support by subscribing, and if you'd like to stay up to date with all of our content, then take an extra step and click that bell icon. This way you'll always be notified of a new video. Now that that's out of the way, let's get it. The Tokyo Manji Gang is divided into 5 different divisions, all with different captains and assignments. However, there is an interesting twist at the end that you might want to stick around for, so be sure to watch the video until the end. To begin, we have the 1st Division Captain, Takemichi Hanagaki. Takemichi Hanagaki is the 1st Division Captain of the Tokyo Manji Gang, and he's the protagonist of the story. Like most of the members of the gang, Takemichi is young, but he can also travel back in time. Takemichi is what the story refers to as a time leaper. In the original timeline, Takemichi is 26 years old. However, on his first time leap, he goes back 12 years into the past during his middle school days. In this timeline, he grows to become an important part of the Tokyo Manji Gang and their unofficial leader. Takemichi used to be a very timid and fearful boy without any sense of direction. He cried a lot, apologized for almost everything, and was not financially stable. He was basically a scrub. However, after continuously leaping back in time, his personality starts to build self-confidence. He becomes so brave that he would take a strong punch or kick just to feel something exciting. Takemichi is a loyal friend that would do nearly anything for the people he loves. Case in point, leaping back in time to join the Tokyo Manji Gang just to prevent Hinata Tachibana's death. Takemichi's uncontrollable desire to look out for the safety of those he loves motivates him to join the Tokyo Manji Gang, leap through time, and become an unstoppable force throughout the story. Next, the 2nd Division Captain, Takashi Mitsuya. Takashi Mitsuya is the captain of the 2nd Division and a founding member of the Tokyo Manji Gang. Takashi is the eldest of 3 children, and since they were being raised by a single mother that was always working, Takashi was subjected to chores and the burden of taking care of his siblings from a very young age. One day, Mitsuya decided to run away from home at night, leaving his younger sisters alone. While he was out, he started drawing a dragon on a wall, but he did not notice that he was being watched. This was where Mitsuya crossed paths with Ken Ryuguji Draken, the 2nd in command of the Tokyo Manji Gang. Mitsuya and Draken developed a strong relationship that eventually extended to the other founding members of the crew before their proper formation. The 3rd Division Captain is Haruki Hayashida. Haruki Hayashida, aka Pachin, is also one of the founding members of the Tokyo Manji Gang. He had always been a part of Mikey's group of friends since they were in middle school. They all got along very well as friends before eventually deciding to form the Tokyo Manji Gang. Haruki became the designated flag bearer of the gang and the captain of the 3rd Division. Generally speaking, Pachin can be very blunt and rude. He is also found reacting with extreme aggression to little things and harmless statements. As he would usually say of himself, Pachin is not the smartest guy you will ever meet. He owns this nature though, boasts about it, and often uses it as a tool to get out of sticky situations. Despite being publicly dumb, Haruki is also very loyal to his friends. During the events where his friends were attacked by a rival gang, but they were not allowed to attack immediately, when they eventually did get to attack and kill the perpetrator, Haruki stayed back to get arrested and let the other members of the gang escape the police. His time in detention helped him develop a new outlook on life. While most of his quirky character traits remain, he has become a little more focused and orderly. The 4th Division Captain is Nahoya Kawata. There's not much to say about the captain of the 4th Division, except that he is always smiling, hence the nickname Smiley. While Nahoya has a small build, he makes up for it with his explosive strength. Nahoya enjoys fighting strong opponents, but you may not be able to say the same for opponents facing Nahoya. Most of the opponents he faces find it hard to read Nahoya in a fight as a result of the sustained grin that he always has on his face. Nahoya was not a founding member of the Tokyo Manji Gang, but he's proven himself time and again to be very loyal to Mikey. And finally, the 5th Division Captain Yasuhiro Muto. Unlike the other captains on the list, this guy is pretty calm and collected. Yasuhiro rarely expresses any emotions, even if he just wiped out an entire army. Muto was born in the generation known as S62, that is, 1987. According to the story, this generation has the craziest delinquents of all time. This is why the generation was called the worst generation. He met most of his peers in the gang after spending time at a juvenile detention center for breaking the spine of one of his opponents. Now how's that for worst behavior? Now just before we close out the video, we have one interesting fact about the divisions of the Tokyo Manji Gang. While there were 5 official divisions within the gang, there was one extra temporary division that was created as a result of the gang's victory over 2 rival gangs. The 6th division was led by Shuji Hanma. Shuji is the epitome of an adrenaline junkie. Everything he did in order to find any form of excitement that he could. Once there is entertainment in it for him, he has no regard for the consequences of his actions and what could follow his rash decisions. Well, that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching it, and show some love by hitting the like button, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. For more videos, check out some of my other content below, and until next time, peace!